Julie, thank you very much. The Food and Drug Administration is expected to release, maybe as early as today, new rules for sunscreen labels. Currently, products only have to list the level of protection from UVB rays, which cause sunburn. The FDA wants them also to list the level of protection from UVA rays that can lead to skin cancer. Joining us now with more is Dr. Howard Brooks, a dermatologist with Georgetown Skin. Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming in. For my first question, did I say that correctly? Because it can be confusing for the lowly consumers, UVA, UVB. Essentially, we've been told about sunburn issues, but not skin cancer issues.
Correct, and you said it perfectly correct. I mean, that's why the FDA is currently changing the guidelines. When you look at some of these products, some of the products that I bought here, people, all they'll hear is SPF, and if they think they have SPF 50, 60, 100, they think they're protected from not only sunburns, but from skin cancer, and that's just not true.
So are most of the products that are on the market now that are commercially available, are they only geared towards protecting against sunburn?
Well, luckily, I think that most of the manufacturers knew this was coming. The FDA, as well as the manufacturers, have been discussing this for years. So people ask, well, why hasn't it, why are they just doing this now? It takes a while for the FDA as well as for manufacturers to get the right messaging, and messaging that's easy for customers to understand. But luckily, like you just asked, most of the products now have protection against UVA as well as UVB.
You mentioned this has been being talked about for years, and indeed the FDA, if I recall correctly, made proposals about 4 years ago,
Correct.
4 or 5 years ago. So why wasn't that imposed then? Why wasn't that followed then?
Well, I think that the FDA has to work carefully with the manufacturers of the products, and it's a matter of not only getting the right messages, but to get the right packaging that's easy for patients to understand. We as dermatologists have been educating our patients, way before 4 years ago, the dangers of both UVA as well as UVB.
And once these changes, for example, once this is announced this week, does that go into effect immediately, or does it take still more time for it to work its way
I think
down?
that it will take some time. I mean, as far as the guidelines should go into effect immediately. What you see in stores may not take effect maybe till a few weeks from now.
All right. Let's get some practical information from you for us, the consumers, what we need to look for. We need to look for a product that protects against both UVB and UVA rays.
Correct. Most people, again, when they see SPF, all they're looking at is that SPF number. Most of the companies have done a great job at advertising SPF 100 even. And when people see that, they say, okay, well, great, I can put this on, I'm good for the day, and that's simply not true. You have to really read the labels. Even the current labels, as you see here on the table, they say right on the packaging today that this is broad spectrum protection. It protects you from UVA as well as UVB. So that's what you're really looking for.
So you look for broad spectrum protection. And I would imagine that in some cases it'll also start to say clearly on there.
Correct.
Also protects against
Correct. This one that you have in your hand, for instance, does say protects you against UVA as well as UVB. I brought that one specifically because when you see wet skin or water resistant and waterproof, that doesn't mean that you're good for the day. If you're sweating a lot, if you're jumping into the pool or the ocean, you want to make sure that you reapply every 2 hours.
Okay, that's important to know, because people slather it on, think, all right, I'm good.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You got to do it a couple of times. Something else I was going to ask you about these products. The SPF number, does that number apply only to sunblock? I know you say people see it and they think, okay, I'm protected. But does that number apply only to sunblock? It doesn't really have anything to do with the level of protection you're getting?
It has to do with UVB. So the SPF number, and we want to say the old guidelines were SPF 15 or above. We really recommend SPF 30 or above.
Okay.
And that specifically is for UVB, which is your tanning. Right. And I always tell patients, once you're tanned, you're already done damage to your skin.
And are we going to get a new number, perhaps, in the future for UVA?
I think so. Hopefully what it's going to do, we still have the SPF, which will protect you, and we know that that's the UVB protection, but I do think they're going to start mentioning UVA, hopefully.
Okay. And you recommend 30 or above SPF. You can get 100. This is 85, right. 55. Is that overkill? Does it provide even more protection?
Once you get past 50, it really doesn't provide that much more protection, but I always tell patients if they have 100, if they have 70, go ahead and use it, because the key is to use the sunscreen, use it properly, put enough on, and reapply every 2 hours.
All right, very good. Important advice, Dr. Howard Brooks. Thanks for making it clearer to us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Allison, back to you.
Thanks, Tony. It's 8:36 right now on this Tuesday morning. Hackers have broken into the Senate's server